Hi everyone, this is Rajendran. I'm a technical enthusiast who helps people to follow best practices in dashboard, big data, and predictive analytics. Today's topic of the webinar is how you can boost your existing app with a BI solution from Bolt BI using our Ember SDK. So during this webinar, you will learn briefly about the workflow architecture. Then we'll follow getting started help and learn how to do embedding a dashboard, embedding a single widget from the dashboard, and the fine designer to create ad hoc dashboards. Then we'll see a showcase appointment planner sample where we will be replacing the dashboard built using JavaScript controls with the dashboards built in Bolt BI. We'll see how different user will have access to different dashboards. Lastly, we will see brief overview of other features available with the SDK. Let's see brief overview of the Ember SDK and its workflow architecture. Ember SDK is a JavaScript library that enables you to embed Bolt BI dashboards into your app. Since it is a JavaScript library, you can use it in any platform to build dashboarding applications. Say, for example, you can use it in ASP.NET MVC, .NET Core, Angular, and React. With the SDK, Bolt BI have abstracted the data preparation and the visualization layer, thus reducing the amount of code and effort required to embed the dashboards and widgets. This is the workflow architecture diagram. Here, the Bolt BI server is the one that serves the dashboards. It includes an application layer and a data service for processing the data. It can be deployed into any environment like your premise infrastructure, or you can use it in cloud. Next is the customer server. It is nothing but an embedding application which acts as an authorization server. This application will be calling the Bolt BI server as part of the embedding architecture. So when the user requests dashboard embedded page in their browser, it will initialize and run the dashboard SDK component. This component, what it does is it will call the authorization server with values containing the dashboard ID, path, server URL, expiration time, and other initial parameters. This customer server will send the details received from the embed SDK component along with user information, including the embed secret, to contact Bolt BI server, where it will request access token and dashboard information. Bolt BI server will validate the request from the authorization server based on the embed secret, user mail, and other information. Once the validation is success, it sends back the user token along with the dashboard details back to the authorization server or the customer server. So next, the authorization server will send back the information to the client browser to start embedding the dashboard. Thus, the dashboards get loaded on the client side. So before we start embedding, these are details we require or we must prepare before the start working with the embedding dashboards. First one is a server URL. This is your Bolt BI server URL where you're hosted. Next one is a dashboard ID, or you can use the dashboard path. Embed secret, and next one is user email. In case if you're going to do widget embedding, then you need to have the name of the widget. For the purpose of the sample, I'm going to use the Bolt BI installed in my local system. This is Bolt BI running in my on-premise system, and I'm going to embed the property management dashboard into a sample application. So with that in mind, we can gather the information. This will be the site URL, and this will be the dashboard ID. And for embed secret, you need to go to settings tab. Under settings, Go to Embed tab. There you can enable the Embed authentication and generate the Embed secret. I have already generated this information and put together a table, a Word document. So this is my Embed secret. Next, I'm going to open the Getting Started link for dashboard embedding. So what we're going to do is we will be following up the steps mentioned in this help link. To begin with, I have already created an MEC application from the Visual Studio template. It is a default template where I haven't added any code now. So let's follow the steps in the Getting Started one by one. First step is to copy the dependent scripts required for embedding. I'm just going to paste the copied script in the index page. The next step is to have a named div element for embedding dashboard. So by default, we can use the dashboard container mentioned in the Getting Started link. Here, the step 2 and 3 source is clubbed. So we can just copy the third step. In the function, in this embed sample function, I'm going to replace the server URL, dashboard ID with the information we have. We haven't implemented the authorization server. So for now, I'm going to keep this as blank. So let's go back to the third step. Sorry, fourth step. Here we are going to copy the authorization server code, that is get embed details, into the home controller. This requires a get signature URL method. Again, from the Getting Started page, I'm going to copy the get signature URL method. Now with these two methods, let's resolve the dependency errors by adding the using statements. Here we are going to replace the user email ID and also the embed secret value we have. And just enter the user email. Make sure that this user email ID has enough permission to access the embedding dashboards. Let's go back to the next page. Here we are URL for authorization server. I am going to set the URL to call the get ember details method. And that's it. We have done the enough steps to embed the dashboard. Let's run the sample. You can see the dashboard loaded into the sample application. Next, we will see how you can embed a widget. So in the property management board dashboard, I'm going to load the total cost spent on managing the properties. This widget, this column chart widget, I'm going to load it as a widget embedding mode. So to do the widget embedding, all we need to do is to change this load dashboard method into load dashboard widget method and pass the widget name as parameter. Let's rerun this sample. You can see that that single widget alone loading into the embedding app. Next, we'll see how you can embed a designer. Embedding designer will require only in case where you want to allow your users to edit or create the dashboards themselves from your app. So when you plan to embed a designer, you need to decide whether you want to provide option to edit an already existing dashboard or to create a new or draft dashboard. You can also preset the data source you would like to use for the dashboard. So to allow the editing the existing dashboard, I'm just going to change the method load dashboard widget into load designer. And also going to change the mode to design. Here I have already set the property management dashboard ID here. On running the sample, you can see that the property management dashboard is loaded in designer mode. So you can edit or add few more rows, drag and drop widgets and save it. To create a new or draft dashboard in Designer, all we need to do is to remove the dashboard ID here in the code. So this will load the draft dashboard in designer mode. You can start creating a fresh dashboard from scratch. With the demo I have shown so far, you could try embedding multiple dashboards or widgets in the same application to meet your needs. We also provide REST API support to manage the dashboards directly in the Volbase server as well. So with a combination of both Embed SDK and REST API, you can do n number of use cases based on your needs to meet your requirements. Next, we'll see about the appointment planner app. This is a showcase application we have for the EJ2 SAM controls. This application portrays appointment planner between doctors and patients in a clinic. The default landing page is a dashboard built commonly for everyone with the JavaScript controls. You can book appointment using the schedules. You can see doctor, patient informations, etc. in the menus. So if any customization required in the app, that is to do some changes in the layout or adding any new KPIs to this dashboard, you will be contacting your development team to make changes. They will do the corresponding data manipulation or visualization required in code and in using JavaScript controls. This will be time consuming for yourselves and also for the team, as they need to do the entire coding themselves. However, with the Embed SDK from VolBI, it is a lot easier to replace the existing dashboard, where VolBI abstracts the data preparation and visualization with the standard user interface. So what we basically did is, we have created two dashboards, admin dashboard and a doctor dashboard. This is the admin dashboard. This is similar to the current dashboard you have in the appointment planner application. And next one is the doctor dashboard. Here, doctor specific information alone will be shown in this dashboard. So what we're going to do is, we'll be embedding these two dashboards in the appointment planner app, and based on user logins, we'll be user or doctor logins, we'll be showing the corresponding doctor dashboard based on information from that specific doctor. So this is an AngularJS application for the appointment planner app. So basic minor changes we have done here is to load the dashboard based on whether the user is admin or not. Here you can see, based on admin condition, I have loaded dashboards accordingly. I have already run this sample in my local system. This is the improved appointment planner app. You can see the default landing page. I have now loaded the dashboard we prepared from VolBI. Here I have given a login module for doctors. I'm going to switch the Dr. Nimbo. You can see that the doctor dashboard is loaded. I'm clicking back admin dashboard is loaded. I just follow the same steps I have shown earlier to make changes in the existing application. So this appointment planner is an AngularJS application. In the dashboard listing page, I have replaced the code with the dashboard embedding logics. And you can see one simple difference here. The authorization server, instead of implementing the authorization server within this Angular app, we have created a separate backend API based ASP.NET Core application, and just performs the same action item as like earlier. That is to get Ember details and get signature URL. So this will just act as a authorization server, like a bridge between the embedding application and a Bolt BI. So in future, if customer or end user wants to change the layout or the KPI he wants to see in this dashboard, they just need to go back to the dashboard, that is the Bolt BI application, and they can edit the dashboard however they prefer, or add new widgets here itself and just publishing them. It will be automatically reflected in the appointment planner application. So there is no further code changes involved. Definitely, this will save a lot of time and development effort whenever there is a constant feedback over UI changes or how the data have to be processed. As said earlier, Bolt BI abstracts both the data preparation and dashboard designing largely, and you can easily develop dashboarding application. Coming to the last part of the session, let's explore the key features. For that, I'm going to open a sample browser we have for showcasing embedding use cases. Here, we have already explored embedding a dashboard or embedding widget use cases. So I'm just going to skip this and actually go for customization. Under customization, you can control the or customize the visibility of dashboard and widget layout settings, such as to show whether you want to show header or refresh or export option. That is, you can hide these options from the dashboard. Next one is theme. You can change the themes from light to dark or vice versa. For example, I'm going to switch the theme from light to dark for this school management dashboard. Next one is export settings. Here you can control the exporting options that you would like to provide your end users. That is, by enabling or disabling in this option, you can change or you can control the export options that your end users can use. For example, if I limit the export options to PDF, your users will see only the option to export as PDF format. Next one is filtering. Under filters, you can pass the parameter for filtering externally from your embedding app. Here I'm selecting a department I would like to see in my dashboard. I can dynamically pass this information to the dashboard using the filter parameter option. Next one is row level security. Here you will already have set the users with the required data access within the BoltBI server itself. Based on logged in user and with the settings for data access, users will see only their own data alone. Say for example, if I logged in as Andrew Burks, the Andrew Burks has options to view accounting, administration, customer success, and support data alone. So based on this user selection, he will see only his data to which he has access to. Under data bindings, next one is dynamic connection string feature. In some cases, you may have to show load dashboard based on different database server information. You can change the connection string dynamically by passing in these values. By default, the server is data platform demo data acting as a database server for this dashboard. I can change the server dynamically to BoltBI preview. Next one is auto refresh. Auto refresh settings on enable, we reload the dashboard automatically on a set interval. That is on enabling it, you can set dashboard intervals to load, that is to reload again and again at every 30 seconds. Next one is rendering event. We have exposed it so that you can use it for manipulation at your client browser end. So these are the event trace we can see on loading this dashboard. Next one is URL linking. This sample describes linking to a dashboard page to its URL. We can pass the dashboard parameters from a widget in the embedding dashboard. As shown earlier, we can uh, I have shown earlier regarding embedding the designer option. As said earlier, you can uh, handle two mode of designer embedding: the create mode and edit mode. So since I have already shown this, I'm going to skip this. This is a showcase application to show full-fledged features built around embedding designer, dashboard, etc. Here you can create, save, and load dashboard in this sample application itself. Or you can edit the dashboard here. This is a full-fledged sample to showcase what you can do with the embedding features. Next one is data security. This showcase sample uses isolation code. If you change the tenant, the same dashboard with different filtered data based on isolation code will be shown. So these are the key features in the Embed SDK. Let's summarize. So we have seen a brief overview on the Embed SDK workflow. Then we saw how easy it is to embed a dashboard, widget, and listener one by one in the sample MEC application. Then we have seen a showcase application, the appointment planner, where we saw how you can plan to replace the existing dashboards built directly in the code with a ready-to-use dashboards built using the Bowl BI. We also saw how different users have access to their dashboards in the embedding app. Lastly, we have seen a quick overview of the key features available in the embedded SDK. So with that, I'm ending this webinar. So thank you everyone for listening to this session. Hope you can find a dashboard embedding solution a lot easier than before. With that, thank you everyone. We are ending this webinar now.